What's up, guys? Welcome back. How y'all doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well. What's up? So as you guys can tell by the title, by the thumbnail, we got some mods for the Ferrari today. And before we actually begin, guys, I want to make sure to thank two of my sponsors for this video. Wouldn't be possible without them. First, MaxpeedingRods for the coilovers, for all the suspension for the Ferrari. And second, thank you to Barnies Tire in Temecula. Shane, you know you the man, for the tires for the new rims that I got. Let's get right to it, guys. So pretty much we have our 1997 Toyota Corolla, aka Ferrari. I had bought this car about a year ago, had like 80,000 miles on it. Now currently the car has 108,000 miles, but the suspension on this car is beat. So you guys can see it's very bouncy. The tires are done, and it's time for this car to get some new love. So you guys can see just an idea, like this car is so bouncy. So first, shout out to MaxpeedingRods. This wouldn't be possible without you guys, but let's show you guys what we got. Alright guys, so those are the coilovers. This was a full sponsorship from them. Thank you again. Yeah guys, so you may ask, why did you go with this company? First, this company I've been working with for a while actually. They sent me a lot of stuff. Some stuff for the 240, if you guys remember the harness bar video. And some other small stuff like mats, stuff like that. But overall, I've never had a bad experience. Some people talk shit about them. I personally have had no issues. And again guys, you have to remember, this car I paid $1,000 for when I purchased it. Do I want to buy suspension for it? Yes, because the suspension is shot. As you guys saw, it bounces, and when I drive it's horrible. MaxpeedingRods has coilovers for like $340. Are you gonna beat that price? No, what else can? Better than stock shitty suspension? Of course. So it's a win-win. Now you guys ready to see the rims? So the rims I actually ended up going with are the Works VKSF, I want to say. Oh man, I probably said it wrong. But these are the wheels, and check them out. 4-lug pattern, pretty decent condition. These wheels are actually really rare and pretty hard to come across. But luckily I came across of it, and it was actually pretty nice. So I got all four with the tires for $1,000, which is a super killer deal. Super excited. Coils are free. Yeah, so let's get to it. This installation should be straightforward. So first thing I did was I removed the back seats, obviously, of the car, because as you guys can see, our coilovers tower is right here, and then one on the other side. And then for the front of the car, you're gonna wanna pop your hood. Damn, look at that 4-banger. And then you got your strut tower right here, and then your other strut tower right there. And then on the bottom where the knuckle is connected, you have all these two holes pretty much, and that's pretty much the only thing. I'm gonna loosen the lug nuts on the tires, then jack up the car. I actually wanted to wait till the next day just because it got dark, and then I found out that I need to remove the brake line in the rear, so I didn't want to really bleed it late at night and all that stuff, and I needed the car the next day. So now we're here Saturday, and we got the car, and I already installed one side just so you guys can see, and I can make sure everything fits correctly. And it looks amazing, super cool, looks really good. So now we're gonna start the other side. So we got stock suspension here up top. We got the 1, 2, 3, these are size 13s, and then we got these two right here, which is a size 3/4, and then you got a size 14 right here. You remove all these, you're gonna want to put a jack under here to be able to hold the weight of this knuckle so it just doesn't drop or fuck up your axles and shit. And then you're gonna want to go ahead and install your new coil, and I'm gonna use the same measurements on that side. Hopefully if it's good. If it's rubbing, then I'll have to readjust it. Alright, so we got this side done too. Check that out. Woo! looking good. Top is looking good. Super nice. Now we're gonna go to the back. So the back, the only problem that it has is that this bracket, this guy, when you remove this tensioner clip, it looks like you can't slide this out. I thought about cutting it and just zip tying it somewhere, but that's kind of sketch. So I'm actually gonna remove it, and then you gotta remove the sway bar bolt, these 2 bolts, and then from the inside we got the 3 top bolts at the top. Should be very simple. But yeah, let's do the rear now. Oh yeah, and use a jack too to make sure that it stays in place. Alrighty, so we got the stock suspension out. As you guys can see, super shot. Look at this shit. Just done. Thank you, MaxpeedingRods. Yeah, so we got the rear installed, guys. And I did this off camera just because it's a lot harder to film, but pretty much these 2 bolts, did the brake caliper thing, the clip that holds this, I couldn't get it to work, so fuck it. The bash bar, or not bash bar, the sway bar bolt, and then it goes up top, and as you guys can see right there, bam. So that was pretty good. I was able to fit the front, no problem. Sheesh! Looks pretty cool, honestly. Kind of looks funny, guys, but it looks cool. So I was able to fit that. But the rear, I need to order some spacers just because it, like, the tires I got were a little bigger, and yeah, it hits the coil. So no problem. I'm gonna get some 1-inch spacers all around. Should move out the wheel. Should look really nice. But yeah, till we get the spacers, I guess we'll catch up then. All right, guys. So where we left last time was we installed the coilovers onto the Ferrari, and then we threw the wheels on. Unfortunately, the rear wheel had some rubbing issues against the coil just because the rim is a little too wide. So I ended up having to go to 1-inch spacers, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of spacers, but it's cool. So unluckily for me, when I was taking this bolt off, I snapped this stud, so I'm gonna have to get that replaced. Super easy, but it's just annoying. But this is it with the spacer. I adjusted the height too, just because it was a little off, and I made this spring preload softer because the car felt super stiff. But yeah, now it's good. Now we can go ahead and throw the rim on and see how she looks. All right, we're officially done. You guys ready to see it? Well, that I guess concludes the video. Has been a pleasure working with MaxpeedingRod. Aaron, thank you again. I really appreciate you always working with me, sending me cool stuff like this. And again, guys, this car really needed this suspension, and obviously the rims are a bonus, but now the car has some classic Japanese wheels, go with the Japanese background, also match the Z, which is awesome. These wheels are actually one of my favorite wheels besides my works that I have on the Z, and they're super rare, the 4x100 pattern. I'm gonna get some different lug nuts just because these aren't the lock type, and I don't want to risk getting my wheels stolen. But yeah, came out good. And we lowered the car, if you guys can tell, much better. And now the car isn't so bouncy. The front's super stiff and nice. We have to adjust some of the settings and play around with it, and the rear is nice.